Good afternoon. I am Pancho Campo, and I am addressing you from Marbella in Spain. In just a moment, I'm going to introduce my partners and co-organizer of Tennis Future 2021. Tennis has never been at such a crucial moment. It is time to unite our industry and work together to overcome the numerous challenges and problems the game and our society are facing nowadays. Tennis Future 2021 will be the first international virtual summit which hopes to provide innovative ideas, solutions to the current challenges, and inspiration to the international tennis community. I would like to welcome my partners, Gabe Jaramillo, President and founder of Tennis on Demand, Fernando Segal, President and founder of Segal Institute, and Gonzalo Lopez Favero from GL Consulting and Pro Tennis Coaching Barcelona. Gentlemen, welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Hi, Pancho. Good to see you.
Welcome, Fernando. Gonzalo.
Another paragraph.
Welcome, Gonzalo. I would like you, let's introduce ourselves. My name is Pancho Campo. I'm a former tennis coach, tennis professional. I had the honor of representing my national team, the team of Chile, in the Olympic Games of Barcelona '92. I was also the captain of Davis Cup for Qatar. And I had the great honor of working for the Nick Bollettieri Tennis Academy in Europe for a few years. When I retired from tennis, I created my own events company. And since then, I have been very lucky and honored to work with a lot of celebrities from the likes of Sting, Pink Floyd, Enrique Iglesias, Andre Agassi, Pat Cash. And in the last 15 years, my specialty has become organizing summits with the likes of President Barack Obama, Vice President Al Gore, Francis Ford Coppola, and many others. I would like to introduce Gonzalo Lopez, if you want to talk a little bit about yourself so people know your background. Welcome, Gonzalo.
Hello, Pancho. Welcome, everybody. Well, I was a player in the past, professional player. I'm a tennis coach now since last 21 years. 11 of those years I was coaching in ATP People Top 100. I keep being a coach, and I found a new initiative called GL Consulting, which I do another things beside coaching. One of those is this summit. And I think here I am. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Gonzalo. Let me welcome my good friends, Gabe Jaramillo and Dominic. Welcome, guys, from Port St. Lucie, right, in Florida.
We are in Port St. Lucie, Florida. It's a paradise. A little bit about myself. I've been in the business for over 40 years. I've been Nick Bollettieri right-hand man for 30-something years. I have my own academy for the past 11 years. And I have the tennis channel, which is Tennis on Demand. And I work with 11 number ones in the world and many players that made it very big, top tennis in the world. So I've been in this business for a long, long time. I love the tennis industry. And my goal is to keep helping and improving, this segment. That's the reason we are here.
I'm Dominique Van Boekel, used to be a professional player, and I'm very proud to be part of this event. Looking forward to it.
Thank you, Dominic and Gabe. Last but not least, Fernando Segal from Mexico, right?
Yeah, much better from Argentina, living in Mexico. But anyway, thank you, Pancho, and welcome to everybody which are in our press conference. It's a pleasure and honor to be part of this incredible event, which will be, a break point for the tennis industry. I'll be involved in the last 4 years in like a tennis coach, focused on tennis development. I was working with 5 different national federations, in some cases with like national director and others like main consultant. And also I wrote 11 books. I did a lot of events, congress, and always looking to have a better quality of development tennis around the world. and also a very coaching process for every player, every person who wants to play our incredible sport. Thank you to all my colleagues and members of the Tennis Future team.
Thank you, Fernando. Let me just share the screen and we can tell you guys what this event is going to be all about. It's about innovation, inspiration, solutions for the tennis world. Why? Because we think that not only tennis, but our entire society is being affected by 4 different crises. We all know the sanitary crisis and how this has affected every single part of our lives. That has resulted in a tremendous economical recession that is affecting tennis coaches, tennis players, tournaments, television rights, etc. We don't have to forget that we have in some countries, some parts of the world, a tremendous lack of leadership. And the game needs leadership, needs innovation. And last but not least, I feel very, very deeply about the environment and about climate change. And that's something that tennis should address at some point. So that was the driving force behind all of us. In my case, I have no interest in tennis anymore. I have my events management company. And I do this because if it wasn't for tennis, probably I would have never met the numerous celebrities and important people with whom I have worked, with whom I have made money, and from whom I have learned a lot. So this is my way of giving back a little bit to the sport that gave me almost everything that I have. Now, we have introduced the people behind the event, but let me tell you a little bit about the companies. Tennis on Demand, why don't, Dominic, for example, why don't you tell our audience what is Tennis on Demand?
Tennis on Demand is a YouTube channel, but it is also a platform, a website and an app that shares some of the most interesting tennis videos. I really believe that tennis has to be modernized, especially through technology. Recently, we have launched a show called My 5 Greatest Stories, and we have some of the most recognized tennis personalities there sharing some of their favorite moments of tennis. As we all know, tennis is a beautiful sport, and what better than listening to some of our favorite stories that we've all experienced. Besides that, we have instructional videos, documentaries, interviews, and much more. Basically, a beautiful channel for enjoying tennis, especially in today's times. It is very convenient to watch things online. So Tennis on Demand is a very convenient platform.
Thank you. Fernando, we just told us about your past. Tell us exactly what does the Segal Institute do in the world of tennis?
Thank you, Pancho. Segal Institute is a lab, is a platform to develop better programs. We have 4 different projects which are developing in different countries, but more our platform is to bring all the 4 years of experience to bring a new ideas and management process for the entrepreneur. We strongly believe that in the future we need to create a new paradigm for coaches, for people who are involved to develop tennis. That's why our lab, which is like a think tank place for all our projects. No?
Thank you. Gonzalo, tell us a little bit about GL Consulting.
GL Consulting is the name where I try to build my brand, which includes my tennis academy, which is based in Barcelona. It's a small tennis academy. I don't handle more than 12 people. I want to keep it exclusive and individual. Also includes my own courses, my own tennis courses. I'm a specialist in tactics. I do courses in tactics. And also as a speaker in presentations and also as a helper in organizing events like this one. So consulting is all the name which comes with 4 branches of my business.
Thank you, Gonzalo. I just mentioned some of my background, which is directly related to Crant. I have 2 companies, Crant Marketing and Events and Crant Events USA. Basically, we've been in the business of organizing large concerts, large sporting events for the last 30 years. Concerts with the Sting, Pink Floyd, Enrique Iglesias, the Gypsy Kings, sporting events such as the Pro Beach Soccer Football with Eric Cantona, Mitchell, and many other famous players, the World Cup of Indoor Motocross, exhibitions with Andre Agassi, Pat Katz, Richard Krajcek. And as I mentioned before, I have a passion for the environment. So we have done more than 15 conferences with the likes of President Barack Obama. I had the honor of working personally with him 5 times with Vice President Al Gore, the President of UNESCO, Francis Ford Coppola, and many others. Now, Gonzalo, why don't you tell us a little, let's get into the depth of the event now. Tell us how the program is going to run, what are the main topics that we're going to cover?
The nature of this event is that the crisis that we are right now, with the COVID, has arise all the problems that the tennis industry has. So we're gonna divide all this. We have identified 10 main problems, which is in the website. We can see the 10 main problems that we will treat in this event, and we will divide the summit in 3 days. So the first day will be about the challenge that we have ahead, the industry, which challenge we have ahead with this economical recession. We have many decreasing people is watching tennis. Clubs has less people, less families. Climate crisis. The spirit of the conference in this day is to give solutions, positive solutions. We don't want to speak about what is wrong. What we want to do is solution. Will be the first day challenge that we have ahead. The second day will be solution and inspiration. It will be dedicated to innovation, new fields coming in tennis, especially for the young people. We have to bring people into tennis, and the young people has another codes of communications, and we have to understand those codes so we attract those young people. The day 3 will be the future of the game. Will be not only for professional, will be also for people, amateur tennis players, enthusiastic followers of tennis. We will have famous people talking why they play tennis. There will be another sports people telling the wonderful of the sports, why they are involved in sports. So this is how we will divide the event in these 3 days. You know.
Excellent. You know, if somebody wants to ask a question, I mean, we have something like 30 people following now, which is quite interesting. If somebody wants to ask a question, just put it on the chat. Before we go on and I give the word to Gabe Jaramillo, I would like to emphasize for those who are listening that the event will be in English, but we will provide simultaneous translation into Spanish. Before we talk about who are we helping, Gabe, let me have your insights on how do you see this event going through?
All right. The objective of this summit is not to criticize the institutions that govern our sport today. The idea is to promote innovations that will help tennis grow in all the different areas. We need to bring ideas on how to grow the base and retain players at all levels, increase participation in clubs, and how to work together with the entire industry to attract more viewers and more participants. Today, only 160 players, 80 males and 80 females, earn their living with tennis. That number has to increase considerably to make the sport more attractive for future athletes. College tennis in the United States will also be an important talking point. Another exciting topic will be how to unify the institutions that today govern our sport. Many other issues will also need to have a fresh outlook. Speakers confirmed to date have contributed to our sport for many years. Players, coaches, managing firms, people from the industry, and people outside the sport, all with a different approach. They will contribute to the benefit of the future of the sport.
There are countless reasons why technology is a key aspect of improving tennis in all areas. Technology is everywhere, and for our industry to survive in post-pandemic, we must be very familiar with technological advances. Speakers will be contributing to this crucial issue.
Thank you, guys. Fernando, let's have your insight. I mean, you are a big promoter of innovation and technology, as well as Dominic and Gabe. But what else can people expect to learn, see, experience at Tennis Future 2021?
Thank you, Pancho. Let's talk about, because tennis is the #1 sport in the world, like individual sport, and also it is top 5 sport around the world. I think we have to develop the mentality of the champion. What happened? What we admire of the big players, that they are keep evolving, they keep innovating, they are reinventing themselves all the time. We used to talk about the big 3 players on the men's side, and we admire the last 10 or 15 years how they are increasing all the time the level of competitiveness, you know, in terms of how to adapt to the new generations. And I think tennis has to learn, like overall organization, that we have to keep evolving, be innovative, be inspirational for the new generations, because if you think about the new generations are totally different than we used to were on the past. Okay, the generation which are coming, you know, they're born in the year 2000 are totally different. We cannot use the same ways to promote tennis and used to be 10, 20 or 30 years ago. We need to evolve. First, I think that is the key on the event. We are bringing all the industry together, which is a very important point, because another thing that we, like a team, we discuss about it. I think we have to be agree on the important points that all of them are agree, which is very important. We have to work on which kind of things we are agreed to move forward our sport. Secondly, to have a better program, to create, bring technology, bring programs about more participation, how to work and coaches recognition, which is another aspect to bring. You mentioned, Pancho and Gonzalo too, and Gabe too, about what happened in the economical side. We need to change the paradigm, how we are thinking our business. But the same happened in other industry. This is new in tennis, but it's not new what happened in other industry. We know about it. That's why, from my point of view, it's a great opportunity to put in a stone and to jump to the next level of the evolution of our game together.
Thank you, Fernando. Let me ask Gonzalo, for example, why don't you tell us, you know, we are using this event to raise some funds and help with part of the proceedings for 2 organizations. Why don't you talk to us about, you know better than me, what Tennis Aid does and the Emilio Sanchez Vicario Foundation?
Tennis Aid, thank you, Pancho. Tennis Aid is a foundation based in Barcelona. It's run by Martin Roca. Probably many people know him from here. And they are doing wonderful stuff in Africa, especially. They collect material and they send to poor people that they don't have anything. And thanks to that, some players there can play tennis, and there is something going on. They give opportunity through tennis to their lives to grow and to come out from that poorness, from that poor environment. It's new. They don't have, it's not a rich foundation. They are working daily with many people. They send them stuff, all rackets, all balls. They make packages and they send them especially to Africa. And Emilio Sanchez is already well-known foundation. And they help, I cannot say anything else. They help many people, and all the funds will be for these two foundations. And I don't know if in the future we will add another one. But we are happy. We are happy that this event has this nature. It's a non-profit event. Everything goes to them. That's what also motivates us to do this.
Mm-hmm. Just for those of you who do know very well what the Emilio Sanchez Foundation does, is basically they help handicapped kids to improve their lives through sport. And like very well Gonzalo mentioned, we are trying to recruit 1 or 2 more foundations, especially we're knocking at the door of the foundation of some of the famous players in the tour. And I think we all know who are we talking about. But let's talk now about, what is the most important, the topic, the goal, the motivation behind the event. It's the driving force. But this event would not be what we wanted to be if we didn't have the speakers that we have managed to recruit so far. We're still signing names, we're still getting a lot of people interested, but so far we have two groups of speakers, what we call the keynote speakers, people that are maybe from outside of the world of tennis or somebody outstanding like Nick Bollettieri. You all know Nick Bollettieri. We have a little surprise that Gabe Jaramillo will unveil at the end of our presentation regarding Nick Bollettieri. Joan Cusco is the president of Octagon Spain, but he's also the sports advisor for the United Nations Alliance of Civilizations. And my dear friend Max Trejo from Mexico, he is the Secretary General for the United Nations International Youth Organization. We want them to show us from outside of the tennis industry, what can we do? Now we have speakers and moderators. I'm going to quickly mention all of them. Thomas Anderson is a legend in college tennis, CEO and founder of University Sports Program. Mike Barrell, also very well known, director of his own company, Evolve 9. The guy that is coming next to him, forget about him. Cristina Carrare, founder of Nordic Tennis Social Club. Alberto Castellani, president of the GPTCA. Carlos Costa, former top 10 player, but nowadays manager of Rafa Nadal. John Embry, who has been of tremendous help, CEO and executive director for the USPTA. David Fish, another big name in college tennis, former men's tennis coach for Harvard University. Gregory Gettinger from Austria, CEO from VR Technologies. This is pure innovation. I mean, what the things that this guy is going to show us are really going to blow our minds. Andres Gomez needs no presentation, champion of 1990 French Open. Anne Grossman, former tennis player, but now she is behind, the brains behind and the driving force, the Women's Tennis Coaches Association. Dirk Hordorf, also from the GPTCA, but vice president of the German Tennis Federation. Gabe, who we all met today, and I'm sure that everybody knows him. Mark Kovacs, executive director of the ITPA. Mark Leslie, that's another part of innovation. He is the chairman and CEO of Universal Tennis, the founder of the famous UTR system. Gonzalo, who we met, my dear friend Klaus Martens, we go back many years. Together we organized an exhibition with Stefan Edberg, but he is the head of global marketing for Adidas. Marco Panici, physical trainer for Novak Djokovic, amongst many other. He was a track and field champion from Italy. Todd Martin, great player, but today he is the CEO for the International Hall of Fame. Dr. Kumar Mehta, he is an innovator, but he's also the founder of Epic Program. Paulino Moraleda, Director General of Flow, a specialist in sports marketing. Victor Pecci played the final of the 1979 French Open. Emilio Sanchez Vicario, I think he needs no presentation. Fernando Segal, who is one of the co-organizers. Roscoe Tanner, big player, one of my idols when I was growing up, champion of the Australian Open. Ann Worcester, president of Universal Tennis, also the UTR, partners with Mark Leslie, and former president of the WTA. And Yoshiko Yoshida, director of the Japan Tennis Industry Association. So as you can see, guys, we already have some very important names, some legendary tennis players, some people that have made an impact in college tennis, in working at different academies, coaching different players. And from here, we thank all of them because they're all participating, because they believe that we need to all work together. We need to unify the game. They're doing it with no economical interest behind, just because we all need to come together and inspire people that are going through difficult times. And we also want to thank the supporters that we've got so far. the USPTA through John Embry, the UTR, Octagon Sports through their office in Barcelona. I thank David Serraima and Jean Cusco. And Grossman was very helpful, providing us the support of the Women Tennis Coaching Association, the Sanchez Casal Tennis Academy, the Global Professional Tennis Coach Association, GPTCA, the USPA, the International Performance Tennis Association, and our academic partner is the American College in Spain, an American university based in Marbella, Spain. Some media partners that have started to promote our event, Tennis on Demand. Log on to Tennis on Demand in YouTube, really cool stuff. Industria del Tenis, Punto de Break, Grand Slam, TennisChile.com, and many others that we are in negotiations. Now, I would like Gabe to present, for me, probably one of the most emotional parts of this Tennis Future 2021.
Yes, Pancho. We would like to dedicate this event to Nick Bollettieri, a person who has changed how tennis is practiced, played, and marketed. He did it his way, with imagination, determination, and charisma. That type of person willing to take risks, innovate, and carry the banner of progress is what we need today. Like all geniuses, Nick is egotistical, different, and doesn't care what people think about him. Still, his contribution has been undeniable and of unattainable value. I was his right-hand man for 30 years. From Nick, I learned that true knowledge is gained through action, trial, and error. We want to inspire people to pick up Nick's banner and to keep innovating for the future to benefit tennis. Nick is an inspiration for everybody. And I think to be able to do this for him, especially at his latest years, since Nick is already getting older, to see how much he has contributed to the game and to all of us, I think is a perfect moment to do this in his honor, in his name. Thank you, Pancho.
Thanks, Gabe. I mean, you know the man better than all of us. I am very thankful. When I met Nick Bollettieri, I was just a coach in a province of Spain, and he opened my mind. He opened my mind in such a way that, I think if it wasn't because of his push, I would have never dreamt of working with the likes of Pink Floyd or President Obama or all the large number of celebrities with whom I have worked, learned, and made money. Why not? I think, Gonzalo, you spent some time at the Bollettieri Tennis Academy. Fernando, you learned from Nick. I think we all agree that, Nick, more than ever, we need him to inspire us in that keynote speech that he's going to make, and we need all to thank him. How is going to work this tribute to Nick Bollettieri? We are contacting all the people that he cares about, all the players that came through the academy, all his business partners, business friends, and we're asking them to contribute with just a 20 to 30 seconds video that we will play throughout the entire 3 days, just to make the man feel that his contribution is valued around the world. So I'm very excited about this, and I hope we get the response. Now, before we start with the closing remarks, I have I have one question from one of our viewers. He said, let me translate it in Spanish. My question is in relationship with the event. It's the organization of this summit just an exercise of optimism that puts in evidence and on top of the table that tennis can recover the territory that has lost if there is a drastic change in the way it's portrayed, managed, etc. Fernando, I think you can take that one.
Okay. Thank you, Pancho. Absolutely right. I think we need optimism. Our way to look at the future of tennis has to be in that way. And also, we strongly believe that we have to, like you just mentioned, and Gabe and you mentioned, recognize the big names the people, the entrepreneur mentality, in this case of Nick Bollettieri, helping a lot to grow the game, making his particular style on the place, you know. But in terms of the future, I think we need to work together to inspire people. We have to recover not the love of tennis. We have to recover our passion and put it in an everyday process, working together for the future, because the future is in our hands, you know, and that's the key of the message. You know, of course, the event will show very concrete and real ideas which are happening right now to bring new concepts to tennis.
Thank you, Fernando. That question, by the way, came from Israel, one of our media partners. I want to acknowledge as well Tom Van Doren, who says, congratulations to all for organizing this conference. We have to work together to better tennis, and that more and more people can play these awesome sports. Greetings to you all. Thank you so much, Tom. That's what we need. We need people to appreciate what we're doing and to help us, support us, you know, word of mouth. It's the way that we're going to get this event to grow as big as we all want it to be. Now, because it's a virtual event and we want to make a small contribution to these NGOs, we have established a ticket price of $65. 65 euros. I don't think it's high if you consider that you're going to be listening with only the people that we have already confirmed. You have legends of the game, people that deserve that we pay them the respect that they have earned by listening to what they have to say. Their contribution could be the door for our game to exactly recover the terrain that has lost and take us to the new level. It's an early bird ticket, and we also have a special promotion for those organizations that are supporting us, national federations, media partners, the USPTA, all those people, they get a 10% discount, commission, whatever you want to call it, for all their members. If you guys want to have more information, details on the program, details on the schedule, all the bios of the speakers, go to tennisfuture2021.com or tennisfuturesummit.com, and you will find all the necessary information. Why don't we close, guys, with some final remarks? Gonzalo.
Thank you, everybody, to come to attend this press conference. I think tennis needs this. I think tennis needs something like this. Tennis is in a crossroads, and we have to take directions, but we need a north to take these directions. We need a way. We need to know which way are we going, and this summit, this event wants to provide this. Which way are we going, and how are we going to do it?
Thank you. Fernando, do you want to say some closing remarks?
Thank you, Pancho. Well, I want to thank all the speakers, all the people, of course, all of you, like a big team to develop this. We were working the last many months on that, and I think we are step by step closer of our dream that bring a new platform to discuss and to bring innovation, inspiration, and new ideas to our sport. Thank you, Pancho. Thank you, Gabe, and thank you, Gonzalo.
Gabe and Dominic, some closing remarks?
Yes, we're very excited to be part of this event. Really looking forward to it. Having this type of events are very good because easy for people from all over the world to join.
Pancho, you have done a very good job, managing the event so far. We have a long way to go. We're going to need the support from all the tennis players. We're going to need the support from all the tennis outlets. We're going to need the support from the press. This is an event that really can help a lot, tennis. Hopefully, we have some of the big institutions taking part of it. Because sometimes what happens in our individual sport is that the big institutions don't want to take part of it. Our goal is to have as many people as possible from all different areas, from the industry, from the different parts that manage the tennis today, everybody to be involved. We need to do a push. Right now, we need to make a push. And the only ones that can do it is us. And I wanna take this time also, not just for the people that are in charge of different clubs. I want to make sure that the people practicing the sport, their children and their adults, that they get involved. I want them to get involved with their ideas. What can we do from their mind to get better, to get bigger, to attract more people playing, to attract more kids to play or enjoy the game? What can we do so the numbers of participants, not only as spectators, but as participants? If you look at the clubs today, they are down in numbers. So we're going to need everybody's contribution. Their ideas are invaluable. So I hope that everybody participates from all over the spectrum of the tennis industry. And Pancho, you got to keep up the good job that you have done so far.
Thank you, Gabe. Thank you so much. Before we close, I want to say something to just wrap it up. This is an event that really touches my heart. I told you I have no commercial interest in tennis. I don't have an academy. I don't coach any players. I don't have a magazine. But I have great memories of the days the 20 years that I spent as a player, not very good one, coach, a little bit better, and promoter of events. I owe something to the game. And every player in the world, the big players, I'm not going to name them, but every top 10 in the world, most of them, everything they have, they owe it to tennis. I know many cases that if it wasn't because of tennis, they wouldn't be where they are. Maybe they could be in a bad place. Tennis is values. Tennis is leadership. Tennis is effort, is working together. And although it's in an individual sports, we have learned to work together in the greatest times of tennis. Let's bring it back. Let's bring back the children, the ladies mornings. I remember I used to play tennis, and when I went on Sundays to my club, there was a tennis school packed with kids. There was, fat man, old man, young kids, everybody playing tennis just for the fun of it. If we want to have quality, we need quantity. We need more people playing tennis. We need to drop the age of the spectators. It's not possible that the average age of tennis spectators has gone close to 60 years of age. We gotta bring it down. We gotta inspire the so many people around the world that are suffering the pandemic. Tennis coaches in Latin America, in Southeast Asia, even in Europe, that are suffering the impacts of the economic recession due to the sanitary conditions. But let's go beyond. Let's show people that tennis, it's what it is. When the tough gets going, you gotta bring the best out of you. Let's raise our level and let's work together for once. Let's all work for one goal and one goal only, which is let our sports grow. So as Gabe said, I want to thank the people that are listening. I want to ask you, beg you, that you spread the word, that you convince other people that we have to be together during those 3 days, and especially we have to be together to honor our mentor, Nick Bollettieri. It's been a real pleasure, guys. I want to thank Gabe and Dominic. Thank you for all your help, Dominic. Fernando, you have shown tremendous passion. This idea, although we are together, I must say that it was Gonzalo's first initiative who pushed me to get involved. Gabe, we go back 30 years. What can I tell you? And Fernando, you're showing that your innovation, it's what the game needs. Let's keep on pushing. I want to stay behind you guys. Sometimes you hate me because I send too many messages and demand too much, but this is the only way we're going to get it to the goal that we have all set ourselves. Thank you so much.
Gracias, Pancho. Thank you, everybody.